D.W. Beats All is a really great episode of Arthur. This is the first segment in the ninth episode of the ninth season. And in this episode, the Tibble twins have been given a drum kit, which is a terrible idea. But D.W. becomes quite jealous because the Tibble twins are going to be performing in this summer concert where, people get to perform various things, and she wants to play an instrument, and she wants to play an instrument that's louder. And she tries to find an instrument that will work, but she asks for a drum kit, and her mother says, and I quote, "You can't have everything you want just because you ask for it," which I love. I thought that was such a beautiful quote, so succinct and so important, particularly for younger children who, like DW, have maybe not learned that lesson yet. But she realizes that she's going to have to come up with her own way of making music and trying to be better than the Tibble twins. And she begins to listen to the sounds of everyday objects, and she begins to find this rhythmic beauty in everyday objects. And I think that that's a great thing to encourage children to do, to stop and listen and just pay attention to the sounds that they hear. There are so many sounds in everyday life. The sound of clinking when you're stirring your coffee, the sound of the washing machine going round, if you've got aircon, the sound of that humming. Just all these little sounds that together we don't really pay attention to, but actually you can put them together and it might make something beautiful. And that's exactly what DW sets out to do. Whether she's successful, I'm not going to say. What she uses, I'm not going to go into any detail about, because I don't want to spoil it, but I think it's a really great way of saying there is beauty in the everyday sounds that most of us just don't pay any attention to. And it definitely provides some food for thought, and also a good lesson about not being able to get everything you want. I really enjoyed it. I thought it worked very well. I thought DW was admirable. I was proud of her approach. I thought, she didn't just completely have a tantrum. In fact, when she was told she couldn't have a drum kit, I thought she took it kind of well. I do have to say that it maybe wasn't fair because Arthur plays piano and her parents said that she could get lessons, but there was definitely a sense of hesitation there. But as we know with DW, she often tries things and gets bored very quickly. But hey, they said if she wanted lessons, she could have lessons. But DW's got a better idea. And I enjoyed it. I thought it worked very well, some really lovely messages. Definitely a really good episode.